he asked for my number and he was like, "Oh, you can like call me anytime if you need a ride." So maybe this is like just a general this is a general pretty privilege thing. This is one of many things that happened to me as a result of pretty privilege. I think if you guys are interested, I might do a separate video on just perks, real life perks and advantages that I've gotten based off of pretty privilege. Because I feel like, okay, I don't think I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. So please save your breath. You don't have to come on here and humble me. But I feel like I have more pretty privilege than I give myself credit for sometimes, even because I don't know where I got this, but well, I do know where, but I'm not going to get into the specifics because that's a whole different discussion. But I always feel like, especially with my personality, since I'm a Leo, I'm very like intrinsically self confident. And although I'm just over here being myself, I'm not bothering anyone with it. I'm very aware of how certain people get very triggered by that, or they just don't take it lightly. And especially if you add on the layer of me being an Asian woman and looking the way that I do, looking so much younger than my actual age. Not just the fact that I'm Asian, but the fact that I look like I fit more of the cute standard for Asia. I'm not like a bombshell, right? I'm not a runway model type of Asian beauty, but I'm more of that like cute, approachable looking Asian. So yeah, I hate to bring race into it, but I feel like because of that, it's almost people have an even harsher reaction to me if I show any sort of acknowledgement of my own beauty or my own privilege, because they expect me already to be like very accommodating and nice just based on the fact that I look cute. So if I even just act normal, if I don't like react the way that I want, or yeah, like if I don't smile at people but they expect me to smile just because I have a cute face, then they fly into a rage just because like I broke their illusion of what they falsely thought I was, if that makes sense. It's almost like, okay, like if I had a more intimidating type of beauty, like the supermodel, blue steel look type of appearance, then people would expect me to be more bitchy on first impression, right? Which is so stupid, but this is how people are. Just to clarify a bit what I'm getting at here, so if I had the more bombshell, like sharp looking type of beauty, Megan Fox or something like that, right? People would assume that I was bitchy just upon first impressions. So it's almost like if I really was bitchy, or if I didn't give them the time of day, if I didn't smile at them and I looked like a Megan Fox type of beauty, then I wouldn't get as much flack for it as I do having kawaii privilege, because they already expect me to be bitchy. So I'm just kind of confirming I'm just confirming the bias they already have towards me in their head, if that makes sense. But then it's like, I'm well aware that those girls that do have the bombshell, supermodel, unapproachable type of beauty, that comes with its own set of problems too, because it's like, what if they really do have a nice, sweet personality? What if they do just want to be a social butterfly and make friends with everyone? Then they have to deal with the opposite problem of people just assuming based on their face and their appearance alone that they're bitchy, or they're not open to making friends, they're not going to be kind. It's like you can't win, no matter which type of pretty privilege you have, as long as there are people around you who are threatened by your beauty or your privilege, which there always will be because most people are insecure, and this goes for men and women. As long as you have those people who, like, yeah, they want to pigeonhole you based on your looks, you're never going to be, I don't know, you just can't win. It's like you can never be truly accepted or recognized for who you really are inside. It's almost like futile to try to assert your real personality, because whether or not they guess it correctly, most people still base the way they treat you and the way that they receive you based on your looks alone, right? So whether or not your looks actually match your personality, like let's say you take a girl who is super cute and classically kawaii, and she also happens to have naturally a cute, bubbly personality, then like, okay, yeah, it might just happen to work out for her that the way she's received in the world, or the way people react to her, actually works for her personality. So people will assume based on her appearance that she will be bubbly and friendly and approachable. So they approach her under the assumption that she's just going to reciprocate all of their energy. It's not because people actually saw her for who she was inside, though. They still made an assumption based on her shell, and it just happened to be right in this case, but she could have easily She could have just as easily been a more quiet, like reserved type personality who just happened to look super kawaii on the surface. But then in that case, that girl would have a harder time because just her way of being alone would challenge people's assumptions about her based on her kawaii appearance. And they might express like misplaced frustration when they find out that she's not acting the way they expected. She's actually quiet and she doesn't want to be all bubbly and in their face like that. So it's just like, it's kind of a dehumanizing experience. And I'm not trying to be all depressing or nihilistic or whatever, but I just feel like I've never really heard anyone talk about this aspect of kawaii privilege before, like the dark side of kawaii privilege. And I just wanted to open a conversation about it on my platform. Yeah, like it's just unsettling to me that me just being myself, or even me acknowledging my kawaii privilege, can anger some people just because they think that I'm supposed to be humble. They're like, how dare you be confident because you look so kawaii and docile? So why are you not sitting there and just being cute like you're supposed to? Like, shut up, you know? That aspect of kawaii privilege never sat well with me. And I guess that's why I wanted to make this content for other girls who have a similar experience to me. I'm sure you can relate to what I'm talking about on some level. And yeah, I just want to say it's important to be aware of these social dynamics when you go out there in the world, because you never know what type of crazy weirdos you could trigger just by being yourself or acting in a way that doesn't quote unquote measure up to their expectations. And I'm not saying to suppress your real personality or to not stand up for yourself or anything, like if someone is trying to bully you. But what I'm saying is that you don't know what some people are capable of. So in those situations, if you feel like something about your kawaii appearance, like not matching up with your tough as nails personality, you know, like the cognitive dissonance that you're causing people, if you feel like it's triggering to somebody, just get the F away from them as fast as possible, okay? Don't try to prove yourself or like, you know, convince people that they should accept this part of your personality. Don't even try to shame them, because honestly, your first order of business, your first priority should just be to protect your own safety. Like, it's not worth it. Like, it's messed up and unfair, but yeah, at the end of the day, we have to be responsible for protecting our own livelihood, essentially. And men in particular, I'm sorry to say, but yeah, most of them really struggle to move past just the immediate, like, visual impact that you have on them. They go with what their eyes are telling them about your aesthetics. Even if your personality is the complete opposite of what they expect you to be based on how you look, they're still going to, like, most of them never even realize it. But then some of them, even if they do realize it, like, by the time that you have been consistently showing them that you're not this, by the time they realize it, they'll get like mad at you, right? Or they'll have some sort of chip on their shoulder, like, why is she, you know, how dare she not act the way that I expect her to? So yeah, I feel like that also plays a lot into my personal experience of pretty privilege or kawaii privilege, whatever you want to call it. I guess I can use the term kawaii privilege on my channel to refer to my particular form of pretty privilege. But yeah, it's just exhausting dealing with people. Like, I don't want to deal with the wrath. In my mind, I'm sitting here minding my own business. But then, yeah, if I just acknowledge any form of pretty privilege or the benefits that I get moving through life with this face card and everything else as well, like my demeanor and everything, then there's a section of people that just get all up in arms and they're so triggered by it and they feel like it's their job to humble me 24/7, right? So that's why, so not to get too off up my point, but that's why I feel like I have been downplaying my own experience for the most part on the internet, and I'm kind of sick of it, okay? Especially because, you know, Leo season is coming up. So, I mean, no surprise there. You're going to catch me in a big Leo energy mood over these next few months. And so, yeah, I might just come on here and talk my shit. And I'm going to show you, like, really the true level of privilege that I have sometimes, not all the time, you know? I'm not the most pretty privileged woman in the world, but I do think that I enjoy quite a high level just moving throughout the world, like minding my own business. The amount of favors that I get from people, it's kind of wild. But anyway, back to my Uber driver.